Just hello everyone. I hope I am audible to all of you. Just a second. I'll get started in a minute. Just a second. Hello. Hi everyone. Good evening. Can you just let me know if I am audible to all of you? Okay, great. Okay, let's get started. I'll share my screen. So let me know if it is visible. Just a second. Yeah, great. So let's get started with today's session. So I hope you have understood both the days that we have gone through. Like on the day one, we looked at some theory part, like what is MongoDB, where it is used, what are the differences between relational and non-relational databases, how a modern database looks like, what makes a modern database a general purpose modern database, and some pros and cons of both the sides. If anyone is moderating the chat from LetsUpgrade, can you please check? Is there any issue with the attendance? Some people are commenting about attendance. Okay, all the viewers, don't worry. LetsUpgrade team will get back to you. Yeah. So where were we? So yeah, I was talking about the recap. So day one we saw the theory part, and we tried doing the installation of MongoDB Compass. On day two, we deep dived into uh, the CRUD operations. Hello, is my voice clear to all of you? So now for today, what we'll be doing is we'll be try to create an account if you haven't done it already on MongoDB Atlas. Then we will try to create a project in MongoDB Atlas. We will try to insert a sample data into your cluster. Then we will try to connect that particular cluster to your local MongoDB compass. And then based on that sample data, we will try to do some CRUD operations. So that is the agenda for today. If you have any doubts from last 2 days, you can ask, and I'll be happy to help. If we have some time, I would be happy to solve those questions. So I hope you have already installed MongoDB into your system and tried hands-on, tried doing some data manipulations using CRUD operations. So let's get started with today's session. So firstly, I'll explain you what is MongoDB Atlas. So this is the home page of the MongoDB Atlas documentation. So before we deep dive into it, I'll quickly explain you what Atlas is basically. So MongoDB Atlas is a cloud service from MongoDB where you can have a fully managed database cluster that you can host on any of the cloud providers of your choice. So it supports AWS, it supports GCP, and it also supports Microsoft Azure. So you can choose any one between these, and you can spin up your cluster as per your liking, and then you can manage your data. You can use your that cluster to develop applications. You can use that cluster to save data in your projects. You can upload data, you can fetch from there, you can update data into that particular cluster. So that's the whole idea. So let me know if you can see my screen, like the browser. I hope it is visible. Can anyone confirm if my browser is visible to you? Okay, great. Just a second. Yeah, sorry. So let's get started. So you just have to Google search MongoDB Atlas, and you will get on this page. Once you get on this page, you can click on MongoDB Atlas. So once you click, you will be seeing this page. So if you don't have an account, you can sign up with Google, or you can sign up with your information and create your Atlas account. So that's very simple. You just need to add your first name, last name, your company. If you don't work in a company, you can write your college name, then email address, and create a password. And then just agree the terms, create, and click on create your Atlas account. So as I already have it, I won't be signing up. I'll just click on sign in, and then you'll be getting this page. So here uh, you can sign up. Okay, so it has already got me inside. Just a sec. Yeah, so this was the page I was talking about. if you press sign in, you will get these two options. You can either sign up with Google or GitHub account, or you can directly sign in using email. So I have already signed in, so it is automatically bringing me onto this page. So generally you will get this kind of a blank page. Okay, so for this demo, I have already, I'll show you. So this is where you can see the organizations. You can create your own organization. Okay, now for this demo, I have created one organization, and inside that organization, I have created a project. So we'll try to create a new project. Let's say I want to create a new project. I will click on new project. Here, what I'll do is I'll just provide a project name. Let's say I'll say ITM CRUD project. That's my project name. And you can add tags if you want, but generally for this demo we don't need tags. So let's say if you have hundreds of projects in your organization and you want to identify them, so you can tag them using your customized tag. For example, if there are some projects related to sales, so you can write create the tags specific to that, or some other department or some other technology. So for today's demo we just need to specify the project name. You can write anything and just click on next. So here you can see it will get you to the add members and set permissions. So as we are alone working on this project, so it will automatically show your email ID, and it will say in bracket it is you, and it will show the project permission. So it is project owner. If you want to understand more about the project permissions, like what are the permissions, which permissions grants which access, who can get which permissions, here you can see on the right hand side all the roles are explained in short. So based on this you can add your team members into this project or colleagues into this project based on their specific access. Based on their role, you can specify these project roles. So as we are individually working on this project, it will automatically assign the first user as project owner, and then we just need to click on create. So once you create a project, you will get on this page. This is a overview page. So I'll quickly give you a UI tour. So basically on the left hand side you will get all these options. We will get into these options one by one once we move ahead. What we need to do is, in order to run our MongoDB, we need to first create a cluster. So for that, what we can do is we have to click on create. Then you will be shown this page. So here, if you look carefully, there are three options of creating a cluster. So depends on your requirement, depends on your workload. You can choose anything between these options. If you want something custom built for your requirements, you can contact MongoDB support team, and they will help you to create that particular custom cluster for your requirements. For this project demo purpose, what we will do is we will click on this free cluster. So as you can read here, it is for learning and exploring MongoDB in a cloud environment. So it is free. It is not very computationally fast or something, but it is pretty sufficient for your college projects, your hobby projects, demos, mini projects, etc. So here, if you can look closely, you will get a storage of 512 MB, RAM is shared, and vCPU is shared. So it is from a shared pool of resources. So you can also see, for those who are worried about the pricing, you can read this. It is free forever. Your free cluster is ideal for experimenting in a limited sandbox. You can upgrade to a production cluster anytime. So you don't need to worry about the pricing of this. You can use it, you know, properly for your projects. It won't be costing you anything. So let's come down. So in the configuration part, here you can see we have to specify name of the cluster. So I'll just say I want a CRUD cluster. Okay. So I will just name my cluster as CRUD cluster. Now in the provider, you can see you are getting all the three cloud options. Also, it is automatically choosing a region which is near to my geolocation. So I live in Mumbai. So it is automatically choosing Mumbai because it is nearby. You can choose any other region you want, or according to your geolocation. That's not a problem. Here again, you can tag your cluster. If say in a project you have multiple clusters and you want to identify them or group them in a tag, you can do that. You can create a key and value pair for tagging this cluster. You don't need to do this because we are having only one cluster for this project. Then in the quick setup, by default it is selected automate security setup. If you click here, so you can see it is automatically adding your current IP address to enable local connectivity. So if you don't choose, if you untick this, you can still be able to create the cluster, but then you have to manually go into the network access part and then provide your IP address, local IP address, in order to connect to this cluster. So just to avoid all that hassle, uh, I'll just keep it checked, which is default. It will automatically add my local IP address into the security list, and it will allow me to join to this cluster. So I hope you have understood till now. You can also click this, and it will preload 100 MB of sample data, random data set. But for this demo, we won't be doing that. So once you have done with all this, what you have to do is you have to click on free, choose the free cluster option. You have to specify a name of your choice. You can specify any cloud provider of your choice, region, and then what you have to do is you have to just create a deployment. Once we click on create deployment, we will get this particular page. So now here, if you can see carefully, here I am getting a username and I'm getting a password, right? So here you can, on this page itself, it is showing you and it is telling you to create a database user, because in order to access a database, in order to create a connection to our database cluster, we need a user. So it will automatically create a username for you and it will create a password for you. So for this demo, you can just copy the password and keep it with you. I'll just quickly you know copy it into my notepad. Okay, so once that is done, I'll just click on create database user. Now you can see these two steps as automatically performed by the cluster wizard. First is add a connection IP address. So my current IP address has been added to enable local connectivity. If you want to add any other IP addresses, you can go to network access. If time permits, I will show how you can add a different IP address. Then second point was to create a database user. We just now created a database user and added it to this project. You can change any access later on if you want. Now what we need to do is, second step is choose a connection method. So we will click on choose a connection method. So here you can see we have been provided with multiple options. So let's say you want to, you know, connect this cluster into your project. Let's say you are doing a Node.js project or a Python project or Go project. It is providing you the drivers. So here, if you see, if you click on drivers, it will show you multiple drivers and how you can connect through that drivers. So for Node.js, so these are the available options. So you can choose C, C++, C Sharp, Go, Java, Kotlin, and many more. Okay, so we won't be doing that. We will be keeping things simple. You have option to connect with your Compass. So it will ask you if you have already installed Compass or not. If I say I have MongoDB Compass installed, because we have already done that, so it will give me a connection string. If I click I don't have MongoDB Compass installed, it will automatically detect my system and it will give me the option to download or copy the download URL. And again here you can see it is giving me the connection string. So we will come back to this. Then again the third option is shell. Here again it will ask you if you have installed shell or not, and it will give you the required things to install. And if you already have installed, it will give you directly the uh, connection string. So if you are trying to connect to your cluster through VS Code, and if you click here, it will give you the connection string. It will also walk you through the steps, like how you can install MongoDB for VS Code. And then in VS Code you need to open the command palette and then connect your MongoDB deployment. For that you need this connection string, and this is Atlas SQL. You can directly start using it using Atlas SQL option. So for this mini project, as we have already seen all the CRUD operations using Compass, so I'll be using Compass. So as I have already uh, downloaded and installed MongoDB Compass, what I need to do is I just need to copy this connection string. Okay, then I will go to my Compass. So if you remember yesterday's session, this is our books database and we did a lot of queries on this. So in this, what I need to do is just I'll close this. Okay, so I need to create a connection with my Atlas cluster. So I'll click on plus. It will show you the connection wizard. Here it is automatically showing me my localhost details. So here I will paste the connection string that I copied from the Atlas console. So here it is automatically giving me the name. You can modify that, you can keep any name you want. This will be a local name in your Compass. If you want to choose color, let's say we'll choose a blue color, and then we can click on save and connect. So here if you can see, I told you yesterday, right? Whenever you create a new MongoDB installation or a database, or if you start a cluster, you will be presented with these three particular inbuilt databases like admin, config, and local. So we have just created a cluster, so it is showing us this inbuilt three databases. Okay, so this if you are reached till this step, you are seeing your cluster name here, you are seeing these three databases. That means you have created the connection successfully. So now, uh, this was the connecting to the Atlas cluster through our MongoDB Compass, and then we have already connected. Now let's click on done. So I'll pause for a few seconds here. If you have any questions till now, if you need me to explain something again, uh, just feel free to write it, and I'll try to explain it again. I'll wait for few seconds here. Anyone, any doubts till now? Okay, Aditya, from where you want to listen again? From where you want me to explain? You understood the Atlas setup, and you want me to explain the compass? Okay, cool, Charles. Let's do that again. So what we did is we created a project. You can see here ITM CRUD project. Then we created a cluster. Here in ITM CRUD project, we created a cluster. Then it showed we presented with the connection options. So now we have clicked done with that connection options. If you again want to access that connect options, you can just go on your cluster. Here is our CRUD cluster name, and you can click on connect. So you will be again getting on this connection wizard. Okay, so what we want to do is we simply want to click on compass, and we want to choose I have MongoDB Compass installed. Then we need to just copy the connection string. Okay, just copy the connection string. That's it from this particular step. Now what we will be doing, we'll go and CRUD this MongoDB Compass UI. Then you just need to click on this plus icon, add new connection. Just click here, and the URL that you have copied, you just need to paste it here. Once that is done, you can rename it as you want, and then you just have to save and connect. Okay, let's say I'll do it once again. If I will save it from by the default name, and I'll just save and connect. So it will give me an error. Why? Authentication failed. Okay, let me just check why. Okay, so it is it is not showing me my password. No problem. So I'll again click here. I'll go to compass. I'll click on plus. I'll click on the URI, and I paste it. Now you can see it is showing me my username, but in the password section, it is showing me a placeholder. So if you remember, we have created a database user, and we copied the password. So I pasted it here in my notepad. So I'll just quickly go into my notepad, and then I'll come back. I'll carefully select this, and I'll paste my password, and then I will click save and connect. Now you can see we have created one more connection for the same cluster with a different name. I hope it is clear. Can you just confirm, Aditya and Charles, if you have understood? Okay, great. So for just for the purpose of keeping things simple, I'll just remove this connection. So we still have our connection with the CRUD cluster, which is our cluster name. Okay. Now let's move forward. So yeah. So once we are connected with our cluster, now what we want to do is the next step is we want to add some data, or maybe you can say we want to load some data into our cluster. So how we can do that? Okay, so before that, I'll quickly explain you what this UI looks like and what you can do. So for example, if you want to create another cluster, you can create here. If you want to edit configuration of your cluster, you can see, you can anytime, you know, um, upgrade it to whatever you required. We are not going to do that. Then in the services, you can have Atlas search, stream processing, triggers, migration, data federation. In security, we have already set the security things to automatic, like default, so we don't need to worry about it. If you want to check in database access, you can see here is my database user. Okay, if you ever want to check your password again, if you try to you somehow forgot your password, or you want to replace it, you want to change it, you can do it from here. So this is the database access. If you forget to you forget to insert your local IP address into the cluster allowed list, you can edit from here, or you can add an IP address, or if you want to provide access from any other machine of yours, you can do that in the network access panel. So let's move back to our cluster page. Sorry, overview page. So this is our overview. So not now what we want to do is, you can either click on add data and you can add your own JSON or CSV file. That is up to you. For this particular mini project, what we will do is we will load a sample data. So now MongoDB has few different options, okay, of sample data. If you see, it has movies and theater database. It has supplies database, which has customer info and sales. It has Airbnb database. It has financial services database. It has geospatial. It has some planet data guides. These are restaurant data, training sample training data sets, like airline routes, weather reports. So these are various different sample databases. You can based on your requirement, based on your liking. Let's say if you are into restaurants, you want to build a project around that, you can choose restaurant data. If you want to create some use cases using geospatial data, you can choose this data set. So for this demo, we'll keep things simple. We will choose sample mflix dataset. Sorry. So this we'll just choose it, and we click on load sample data. So here you can see now it is showing loading sample data. So we just need to wait for a few seconds, and it will load our sample dataset. So till that I'll show you the clusters page, how it looks like. So here once you click on clusters, you can see how many clusters you have created in your particular project. So we have just one CRUD cluster. You can again click here to connect to it, and you can get these options. You can view monitoring. You can browse collections. So currently it is loading our sample dataset. Once that is done, I'll show you how you can browse collections. Again, in this three dots, you can edit configuration, command line tools, and you can terminate your, if you want to delete it, you can terminate from here. So just a few seconds, we will wait for loading the sample dataset. In the meantime, we can check if this dataset is actually getting loaded. So in our this compass, we come to this CRUD cluster, we click here, and if we click on refresh databases, it will show you the sample mflix. So here you can see sample mflix database has been added. Let's confirm it from the UI. Let me just refresh. Okay, it is still loading here, but yeah, we can see it has been loaded in the compass. So once we click on here, we can see we have 5 different collections, that is comments, embedded movies, sessions, theaters, and users. So now we can just explore. Let's say when we click on comments, it will show you all the documents in the comments collection. For example, what let's look at the first this first document, or the first row in the comments table, if we say in terms of relational database. So it has our unique identifier ID, then it has name of the user, Mercedes Taylor, who has made this comment, then the email ID of that user, then the movie ID, like on which movie the comment has been pasted, like comment has been done, and then the text of the comment, and then the timestamp, like the date and time of that particular comment. Okay, so this is the structure of the comments document. Then we will check embedded movies. So it will show you the movie's details, let's say ID, the plot of the movie, the genre of the movie, the runtime, the cast. If you click on cast, it will show you the cast, like the people who have acted into that movie. Then if you click on genre, it will show you the genre of the movie. Then again it has multiple details. So these are the details. Now if you want to see like how many movies, embedded movies, has been added into this particular data set or sample data set, you can simply see there are total 1525 data sets, sorry, documents into this collection. If you want to see it in JSON format, you can click here. If you want to see it in a table format, you can click here. Okay, we will keep the default one. Then similarly we have sessions, similarly we have theaters, similarly we have users. Okay, I hope you have understood till this point. Now what we will do is we will try to do some CRUD operations on this particular data set, just to putting whatever we learned in last 2 days into practice. So now what we want to do is we want to connect to this sample mflix dataset using our shell. So what we can do is on this CRUD cluster, on the second option, you can click, you will see the shell option. So in the shell, you can see It has our Atlas, this cluster ID. It is showing we are the primary user and we are into a test database. What we want to do is we want to use this sample mflix dataset. So let's first see how many dbs we have. So we will write a command show dbs and press enter. So here you can see we have admin, local, and sample mflix. It is showing the size of it. Now what we will do is we want to use sample mflix. So we will simply write use sample mflix. So it is showing us switch to db sample mflix. Now we are ready with all the connection. We have done the connection, we have loaded the sample data. Now we can access the sample data. What we can do is, let's say I want to list, I want to check uh, the users. So what I can do is I'll write db dot collection name. What collection name I want? Users. And then I just specify a find command. What find will do? Find will return all the documents. It will give us a cursor pointing to that. So here you can see it is showing us the user details from the users collection. You can see it is showing us type it, like it from for more. We'll type it will show more. Okay, so that means our sample data is loaded and we are able to access it properly. So I hope you are following me till this point. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it down. Okay, now it is still showing loading your sample dataset for some reason. Now let's say on UI how you can browse collections. So you just have to click on browse collections. Here again you will see there is a beautiful UI. Here you can see our dataset which has been loaded, that is sample mflix. Here you can see all the collections. You can see a delete icon. You can delete any collection you want. If you click on any collection, it will load that. Easy. There is one more new option, new data explorer. Let's try it. Even I haven't tried it. Let's try. Okay, so it is giving us more like a shell environment. So it is still in preview, so use it on your own risk. May there might be some things which can break. It is still in preview. Okay, understood till this point. Which doubt you have, Utkarsh? Can you just write it down again? So if it is about attendance, don't worry. Let's Upgrade team is looking at it. Uh, don't worry about that. If it is related to something that I am teaching, feel free to write it down. Okay, so we were here. We were trying to explore. So here you can see add data, update, delete, just like our compass. add data, update, delete. Here we have one more field, export data. Again, this bar is similar. You can see the above bar is also similar. So you will, if you don't wish to use Compass, you can directly try and do this mini project on Atlas itself. So that's a plus point. Okay, so let's get into coding part. So now, just a recap, what we have done is we have created an Atlas account, then we have created a project inside that, then we have created a cluster inside that, and in the cluster we have loaded a sample dataset, and that sample dataset loaded cluster, we connected it to our local Compass, MongoDB Compass. Okay, so now let's get into the coding part. So okay, I just clear these things. Okay. I'll again click on here, Mongo SH, then I'll use sample inflix. Great. So now what we want to do is we want to let's say insert a document into our sample inflix database. Let's say we choose the uh, let's say we don't have uh, just a second. Embedded. Okay, so let's first create a data set. Okay, and then we will add one document. So I'll just copy and paste the command for you. So okay, so let's try to understand this query. So what we are doing this, we are saying we are using this DB sample inflix. We want to insert one document into movies collection. So if you can say there is no movies collection, so it will automatically create a movies collection. Then we are specifying the details or the attributes of that document. So we are specifying the title of the movie, that is open AI documentary, year of the movie, then genres. It contains a list of genres, that is documentary and technology, and the runtime. Okay, once we press enter, so now it is showing acknowledge true, inserted object ID. Okay, let me just refresh. Okay, now you can see we have added a collection also. The movies collection was not present before. Through this query, we have created a movies collection. Inside that, we have inserted one document. Now, let's say if you want to see, what we will do is db dot the collection name, the movies, and then what we will do, find. Once we hit enter, it will show you the different collections. Okay. Okay. Now, as you have seen, we have created a cluster, created a this collection, and we have added one document into it. Now, the next thing is we want to check how we can add multiple documents into our collection. So just copy, dial paste. So now, if you look at this query, I'll quickly explain. So in the DB, we are again saying DB, that is sample inflix. we are pointing to movies. Now we already have movies. Then we want to use a function called as insert many. So as you remember from yesterday, insert many requires a list of documents. So we will start with a square bracket. In that we will list our documents. So this is our first document, comma, this is our second document. So first document is AI revolution, year is 2023, the genre and the runtime. The second is life with bots, year 2020, it has genre, that is drama and sci-fi, and the runtime. Okay, we will hit enter. So you can say acknowledge to true, and it has our inserted IDs. Understood this till this point? So if you want to check, let's say I want to see this particular document, that is AI revolution. What will I do is db dot movies dot find, and in the find, in the search criteria, what will I give is I'll give title as AI revolution. So it will give us the document that we have inserted. Okay, let's move on. So now what I'll do is I'll insert a document like using insert one, and then I'll try to insert this document using an embedded document. Let's say I have a document inside the document. So let's see how it looks like. Okay, so here I have pasted the query. So we are using insert one. We have one document. It has title, year, and now pay attention to director field. Okay, in director it has a different document with the director's name and age. So this is an embedded document. So it is a document inside a document, and then again it has genre and runtime. So now let's press enter, and it will add our document. So if you want to check, again we will do this. We'll copy the title and then the story. Here you can see we have this document inserted. Now let's move on. Now we have done with the create commands like C in the CRUD. Now let's we have already done the find also, but let's try with an example. Let's say I want to find one document named as life with bots. So if you remember, we have inserted it using our insert menu. So let's click on enter. It will show you the find one result, that is our document. The next one is, let's say we want to now apply some filters to our find. So let's do that now. I'll just copy and paste here. So here in this particular command, in this query, what we are doing is we are trying to find movies which have genres as drama, and year is greater than or equal to 2020. So what if you have paid attention, what we want to do is we want to find movies which has genres as drama and year which is greater than or equal to, that is GTE, greater than or equal to 2020. Just hit enter. So now if you see the results, it will show you the year which is greater than 2020, right? We have two documents, so it is showing years which is greater than 2020, and in the genres field you can see there is drama. Okay, this is the way you can filter your results in the find. You can specify greater than, equal to, different keys, different attributes of your document in order to narrow your search. Now let's move on. Let's do one more example with projection. If you remember, we have studied projection yesterday. Someone of you have asked me the doubt: can we skip the ID, or we can hide the ID field? So this is an example similar to that. So let's say we want to find a movie which has genres in sci-fi, and what we want to see is we want to just see the title of it and year of it. So we will say title is equal to 1, year is equal to 1. That this one is true, and we don't want to see the ID. So we will say underscore ID is equal to 0. 0 means false, and based this will this query till this point will return us all the movies which has genre sci-fi. Now what we want to do is we want to sort that result year wise into descending order. So we will say in sort function we will provide our key, that is year and equal to -1. This will specify that I want to sort year from descending. If you provide 1, it will show you the ascending. Let's say it will show you 2020, then 2021, 2022 in descending. So it will start with the highest number. So let's see what we get. So here, if you see the results, it will only show the title and year. It will not show the ID, and it will sort it. Okay, so it has some more data, the year one. Then you can see here 2023, 2022, 2015, and so on. So this way you can use sort function. You can sort your results. I hope it is clear. So we are done with C and R. If you have any doubts, so it will not work, Anand, if we do my 1 or -1. So that is the specified values. Like those are the specified options for sort function. Now let's move on with the update. Okay. So for update, we will use update 1. So what will we do is we'll try to change a particular field from our movies collection from a particular document. So here I have pasted the query. So here what we are doing is we are using update 1. What we want to update, so we need to first search that particular document that we want to update. So let's say we want to search title, a movie which has title Life with Bots. Now what we want to update, we need to provide that. So for updating we need to use $set, that is setting a field. Then we will provide the field. So in the update one, what we'll do is we will find a movie with life with bots. Then we will change the runtime field and we will set it to 115. Okay, so before running this, let's see what what runtime it already has. Let me just change this. I'll try to find. Okay, now we are finding a movie with title Life with Bots. You can see the runtime is 1110. Okay, now we want to change it to 115. It is 150. Okay, so in this query we have done the update. It is showing us acknowledged true. Match count, that is, it found this document and it modified this document. So matched count is 1, modified count is also 1. Now we will again check. Now you can see the runtime previously it was 110. We updated it. Now it is 115, 115. Okay, so that's your update one. Now let's move on. Sorry. Now we will check an example of update many. That is, we want to update multiple documents. So what we will do is we will add a category or a new field category to all our movies documents. Okay, so pay attention to this command. So this command has movies dot update many. So again in update many we first have to search the documents, then we can update it. So it will search all the documents with genres having sci-fi. Okay, so we will get all the sci-fi movies. Then it will set the category is equal to futuristic. So let's say if any particular movie doesn't have a field category, it will create a category futuristic. It will create the field and it will put the value as a futuristic. Let's click enter. So now you can see it found 960 movies which has genres as sci-fi and it modified all 960 of those. Now in order to check, we can't display 960. I'll try to display one. So can anybody comment if you want to display one particular one particular movie document, which function should I use from the read part? Can anyone quickly comment? Yeah, Charles, it's correct. We need to use find one. So let's say db dot movies, then we will do find one, and then we need to provide a filter uh, from which we can search it. So which filter we want to provide? We will provide genres is equal to sci-fi. So what will this query do? It will find the first document which has genres as sci-fi. So you can see this is the big document. Here we need to focus on sci-fi, and now we need to check if if this command has added the category futuristic. So let me check if we have category. Yeah, here we have the category equals to futuristic. Okay, so this was our update menu. Now I want to, let's say, update a document, but I don't want to set a field with a value. I want to set a field with an array, or maybe you can say I want to add a particular item into a particular field as an array. So what I can do is I'll use this query. Okay, so let's look at this query. So what we are doing is we'll be doing update one. We will find a movie with name as title. It is AI Revolution. Sorry, title as AI Revolution. Then what we want to do is we want to add a genre tech, but as a list. So what we'll do is we'll use $push. So first we will check what it is having already. Let me just change this. Find. So it has genre as sci-fi. So it is a list. You can see it is a list. It is written in square bracket. So we want to push one value into this genre list. So I'll use this query. You can say match count 1, modified count 1. Now we'll again try to find out. So it has successfully added the tech genre into this list. So that's the push operator. That's $push. You can use it to add values into the arrays. So that's your update. Now the D part, that is delete. So before we start the delete examples, I'll just give you a disclaimer and a friendly advice. Whenever you are working on any project, always make sure, whenever you are deleting something, always make sure you have a backup of that particular file or that particular thing. So let's say if you accidentally delete something, you can roll back and you can save yourself in in real life scenarios. If you have been a developer, you are a professional, you have seen or heard this thing that someone has deleted something from production. So that's a horrible place to be in. So I'll always suggest, as a mentor to you, that always try and keep backup of things whenever and wherever you are using delete operations. So with that disclaimer, let's start the delete commands. So what I want to do is I'll try and explain you delete one. So delete one is very simple, as the name suggests. I want to delete one document from our movies collection which has title as OpenAI document. If you remember, we have loaded this document. So let's hit enter. So it will show acknowledge true, deleted count 1. Why 1? Because we have used only delete 1. Okay. Now next, yes, delete many. So in delete many, you have to provide a filter on basis of which we want to delete. So here we will give a filter. So how will we write the query? db.movies.delete many, and we need to give a filter. So pay attention at the filter. What we are specifying is We are specifying the key, that is our attribute, that is year equal to, then we are using less than operator, so that is $LT, and we are specifying delete many or all documents which has year less than 2000. Understood? Let's try. Okay, so you can see it has acknowledged true, and in just a matter of few seconds it deleted 8745 records. Okay, understood this point till this point? Now we will try to delete with a particular condition. Now pay attention to this particular query. So what I want to do is I want to delete all the movies, all the documents inside movies collection which has genres. Now I want to check the size of the genres. If you all remember, genre is a list or array, you can say, and I want to check the size of that array. Let's say that array is empty, that movie doesn't have any genre, so I want to delete such movies. So what I'll write, genres equal to, then I'll use a dollar size operator and I'll specify 0. That means it will check the size of the genre list, and if it is 0 it will delete it. Let's hit enter. So now see, it did not get any movie, okay, which has genre size 0. Why so? Because we don't have any such movie. If you want to check, we'll quickly check movies, then we want to find, and we want to check the genre equal to size. You see, look, we don't have any such movies. That's why it was not able to delete. But if I specify I want size is equal to 1, so all the movies which has at least one genre, like only one genre in the genre list, it will delete all those. So you can see 3769. So it deleted 3769 documents from our movies collection. So this way we have completed all the CRUD operations uh, with the sample data set. So let me quickly recap you through whatever we have learned. And meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can feel free to write it down in the comments, and I'll try to answer those. We still have some time. So in the mini project, what we did is we created an Atlas account. We can do that, Anand Krishnan. Let's say if you see here in the CRUD cluster, let's say we have done a lot of operations on movies and you want to export that. You can export a particular query result. You can export the full collection. Okay. Let's say I'll show you. Let me check if we have this document. Yes, we have. So I'll just copy this command. I'll come here. I'll paste this command here. I'll just specify the title is equal to AI revolution. I'll find. Okay, sorry, we are in the embedded movies. Into movies, we will specify it here. I'll find. Here you can see you have our data. You can export it, export the query result. You can choose all fields, selected fields. Let's say all fields. You want to choose next. You can export it into JSON, CSV, advanced JSON based on your requirement. You can choose that. You just hit on export. So I hope this answers your question. So where were we? I was giving you an recap. So we created an Atlas account. We created a project inside that. Then we created a cluster inside our project. We connected to that cluster using our MongoDB Compass UI using the connection string. Then we loaded the sample mflix dataset into that cluster. Then we checked if that dataset has been loaded successfully through Compass. We also explored the Atlas UI. We also explored the dataset on that. We saw the new data explorer feature also in Atlas. Then we came back to our sample mflix dataset and we performed various CRUD operations on our this sample dataset. So I hope you have understood this mini project. You can choose any dataset you want. Let's say you want to do some data analysis, you want to do CRUD operations on your sample dataset. You can do it. You can just simply download any dataset or create your own dataset and do these operations on that as a practice. So that's it about the mini project. So before we close today's session, I just wanted to share a bonus with you guys. So whatever we have learned in this 3 days, obviously you will get a certificate from Let's Upgrade, and you can show it into your resume. But if you want to uh, get one more certification, you can say uh, you know a badge, a learning badge for this CRUD operations bootcamp. What you can do is you can just simply search MongoDB CRUD operations skill badge, and you can land on this website. This is official MongoDB skill badge. It is free of cost, and you can just enroll into it. It is 1.5 hours. Whatever we have learned in a in a quick format, it is just 1.5 hours. You can go through this. It will be a revision for you, and then you can give an exam, and you will get such MongoDB skill badge of CRUD operations. You can add it into your resume. You can post it on your social media, LinkedIn, wherever you want. So this is one thing, you can check it out. It's just a suggestion. If you want to do it, do it. It will be an added bonus for all of you. So that's it from my side. We still have 8 minutes. If you want to ask any questions, feel free to ask. How this data store in file? So if you want to export this, I just showed few minutes back, you can export it into your choice of extension, that is CSV or JSON, and it will just simply get downloaded on your machine, so you can store it. I hope I have answered your question, Ganesh. So this was it. If you want to know more about Atlas, how to use it, what are other features, other advanced features, feel free to you know just visit the documentation. Charles, audio and video data is not part of this scope of this bootcamp. But yeah, definitely, you can just ping me on LinkedIn or any social media, and I'll be happy to get on a call with you and show it to you how it is sorted and how it is handled. I currently don't have the audio or video sample data, otherwise I could have shown it to you on this live itself. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'll just stop my screen. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop those questions. If you don't have any questions and you really enjoyed the bootcamp today's session, you can just drop a thumbs up so I'll get to know that you liked it. Uh, Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you so much for joining for all 3 days. And now you are pretty much equipped with the basics knowledge of MongoDB, and you can start using MongoDB into your college projects, company projects. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to me, and I'd be happy to solve those doubts. If you have any doubts regarding attendance, feel free to reach out to Let's Upgrade team. Thank you to Let's Upgrade team for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.